on urgency for Palestinian refugees. I am Eval Edu with the news details shortly. Stay with us.
Every day, every story. If it matters to you, depend on our news team to bring you the latest.
Welcome back. Now the news in detail. National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has commenced activities to enforce the ban on the production of alcoholic beverages in small pack volumes of 200 milliliters and sachets across the country. Director General of the agency, Mojisola Adeye, said this at a meeting with stakeholders in the sector at the expiry of a 5-year window period given to producers to reduce production by 50% in 2018.
On the part of the agency, NAFDAC committed to ensure that the validity of renewal licenses of already registered alcoholic beverages in the affected category do not exceed 31st January 2024. At the same time, in various cities across the country. Meanwhile, many products at the manufacturing facilities in various cities such as Jos, Enugu, Ibadan, Lagos, and Ota were evacuated, and others put on hold due to sheer volume and size that we could not evacuate, but all awaiting destruction.
Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has introduced programs through the Renewed Hope Initiative that will complement the efforts of President Tinubu's administration in making lives better for the poor and vulnerable. The First Lady announced the launch of a program that will ensure more girls are enrolled in schools across the country. Another initiative that will encourage youths to get involved in agriculture.
A girl who is illiterate in this age and time is a free school, is a regular school, and it's something that the state government they have to invest in. And so the Minister for Education will be listening to us, and I pray he hears very well. We should merge the schools they should be called alternative high school for girls, because the school have creche. In the Nigerian climate, once you fail, it's like, you are done. So, but we believe that the girls deserve better. They are the bedrock of society. And the woman is, the person who holds the family together.
A raffle draw was conducted where Osun State was picked as the place where the campaign will be flagged off.
Because we have a lot of dropout girls of recent that I'm dealing on right now. The girl is about maybe 13, 14, but she says she's 19. And she had a baby. The parents left her, abandoned her at the state hospital in Osun State. And the boy that pregnant her left too. So it's just the nurses and the doctor feeding the baby. So, and a lot of story like that in each other village.
Nigerian Army Officers' Wife Association, NAWA, has joined the global community in marking this year's World Cancer Day with an awareness summit that drew experts from the medical field. NAWA, led by its president, Maria Lagbaja, undertook the project as part of its corporate social responsibility to bridge the gap in knowledge about the disease and to also debunk myths associated with the subject of cancer.
As we are all aware, some of those gaps, including limited access to quality healthcare facilities, financial restrictions faced by patients, and the limited awareness regarding the disease. Without any doubt, the lack of awareness, most especially, has serious consequences, and it prevents many people from seeking early diagnosis and from treatment.
The special guest of honor at the event and the Chief of Administration Army, Jimmy Akpo, said the Nigerian Army will continue to support personnel and their families to treat those with different cancers, promote positive behaviors aimed at preventing and controlling cancer.
We need to identify the barriers in our barracks that prevent our families from accessing regular screening through the over 120 Nigerian Army healthcare facilities spread across the country. It is important that, having had this lecture, we raise awareness about cancer and its preventions in the barracks.
The World Cancer Day Awareness Summit held at the Army Headquarters Command Officers Mess Abuja with the theme Reducing the Scourge of Cancer in Nigeria was aimed at enlightening NAWA members, personnel as well as members of the public. Court of Appeal President Justice Monica Dongban Mesem has set up a tribunal to hear petitions on Saturday's by-election in Lagos and Oyo State. The Independent National Electoral Commission conducted by-elections and rerun polls in 8 local government areas of 26 states across 575 registration areas and 8,934 polling units. The courts mandated the rerun polls while the by-elections were held because of the resignation or deaths of members of the state and national assemblies. The elections in Lagos and Oyo states were conducted in 2 constituencies, Surulere Federal Constituency and Saki West State Constituency. The Tribunal Secretary Ibrahim Usman said that the panel will be sitting at the Roslyn Omoto Shaw Courthouse, Ikeja, Lagos. Academic activities were halted at the Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Mudike, following the protest against the decision of the management of the university to increase tuition fees. The students who embarked on a peaceful protest around the school environment spoke with Rapid 96.5 FM correspondent Moses Ben.
Look at 100 level school fees that was before. When I was in 100 level first semester, when I got admission, we paid 50 something thousand. But now students are paying 100 and something thousand, close to 150 for only 100 level. And before you pay for that money, you pay for hostel fee. And he made it compulsory. Before bypass used to come out. Now he didn't put any bypass. At least for students to be able to pay their school fees. I write exam, and so many of us, our parents are really suffering protests in school. They should stop this thing. This man is really suffering us, and the student union governments are not doing anything about it. They're looking at them as if metiri hanime but.
Okay, there's been an issue since yesterday when they started writing exams. Say if you do biometrics, like me, I did my biometrics before paying my school fees, but they're saying that it's not showing. That if you did biometrics before paying your school fees, it's not showing, even though you showed them your school fees receipt. This is just toilet. It's not fair. Many people did not write exams yesterday. Imagine saying you just came inside exam hall, told people's paper. It's not fair now. After paying 114,000.
A staff member who spoke with our correspondent pleaded anonymity and had this to say.
Sometime last year, dollar was below 1,000 naira. Is it not true? But today, a dollar is 1,500 something naira. Can you see why the increment in school fees? Have you seen the justification for the increment in school fees? For now, management bought diesel, a liter of diesel last year. It's not what they are buying diesel this year. So have you seen the justification? The problem is that the students are looking at it from one angle instead of looking at it holistically. And for them to appreciate the fact that this problem is not caused by management, but by the federal government.
Well, let's speak to one of our correspondents on the field to report exactly what's the issue at Michael Okpara University, Umudike. As soon as we get close to our correspondent, we'll have him live on the news this hour.
Hello.
Yeah, definitely. We are being joined live by Kingsley Onwuka, our correspondent on the field at the Michael Okpara University, Umudike. Kingsley, good afternoon to you, and please talk us through what's happening there.
Okay, right now I'm at Michael Okpara University, Umudike, Abia State. This is the road that links to Akwa Ibom. That is the Eko. So right now the students have blocked the road in the sense that vehicle that is going to Uyo or that is leading to Akwa Ibom, they are now following the street, and then the security present is here. So now the students block the road that links to, that is from the school gate to the main gate, in the sense that protesting that the management of the school increase their school fees, and there is a biometrics the management they introduce for students. And with what I've gathered so far, the students said some people did their biometrics last week, that is Thursday and Friday, but the thing is yet to reflect to maybe the management database. So going to the exam hall yesterday to write their exam as normal, then I found out that those people that the database did not show them in the biometrics, they were not allowed to write the exam yesterday. So that is why they came out to organize a peaceful protest, at least to create awareness, informing the management that this is not what they're expecting that is supposed to be happening in the school, in the sense that some people are in their final year and some people don't even have people supporting them in school. So this is all the idea, and that is why they are protesting.
All right, I just saw pictures on social media where it looks as if there's heavy security personnel there driving the students from the school premises. How peaceful has this issue been handled so far by both the management and the students?
The management is there to address the students. That is one. And the security present, yes, there is security present, but they are standing aspect of the school gate, in the sense that when the security men came on board, the students, they approached them peacefully, informing them they allowed them to do that they are not here to cause any casualty or to cause any riot. They're just trying to create a peace. Some people did biometrics on Thursday, some people did on Friday, but the network and the server issue could not show them on the management database, and now the management is denying those people to enter the exam hall or writing the exam. So this is why they are protesting. Yes, there is security present, but the protest is going on smoothly and peacefully.
All right, thank you so much, Kingsley Onwuka. Please stay safe and gather as much information as you can for Rapid 96.5 FM. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was our own correspondent, Kingsley Onwuka, live from the Michael Okpara University Umudike, Abia State, reporting for Rapid 96.5 FM. You're still listening to Rapid 96.5 FM News at noon. Up next is foreign and sports stories. Stay tuned. And to the foreign scene, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres says he's appointing an independent new panel to determine if the UN's Palestine Refugee Agency, or UNRWA, is acting neutrally in its operations in response to allegations of serious breaches. The panel will be seated 14th of February and is expected to submit an interim report to Guterres by late March, with a final public report to follow the month after. At least 18 countries suspended funding for the agency based on Israel's allegation that a dozen of the agency's roughly 13,000 staff members in Gaza were involved in the 7th of October cross-border attack by Hamas. The review group that Guterres is setting up will be tasked with identifying mechanisms and procedures that the UNRWA has established to ensure neutrality and to respond to allegations or information indicating that the principle may have been breached. And in sports, head coach of the Super Eagles, Jose Pesaro, is facing an anxious wait to learn more about Victor Osimhen's fitness. Osimhen did not travel with the rest of the squad ahead of the African Cup of Nations semi-final match against South Africa after reports of stomach discomforts. Before we go, a recap of the top stories. NAFDAC begins enforcement of ban on alcoholic drinks in sachets. Michael Okpara University of Agriculture Modike students protest over hike in school fees. United Nations chief appoints independent panel to probe allegation on agency for Palestinian refugees. And that's the news at noon on Rapid 96.5 FM. For news coverage and eyewitness report, kindly send a message to our hotline on WhatsApp 0704 9220 965 or send an email to news@rbnradiotv.com. This bulletin was packaged by Kingsley Onwuka. My name is Eval Edu. Many thanks for listening. Good afternoon.